He's just 8 away from Anil Kumble, and then he will become the third highest wicket taker in the history of Test cricket. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's just unbelievable just to sort of see a seamer, at the age of 38, keep getting better. That's a very, very, it's never happened in Test cricket, and I think the likes, you have the likes of Roger Federer, Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, you have Cristiano Ronaldo. I think you have Jimmy Anderson. I think he goes in that bracket. There's not many sportsmen in the world at the age of 38 are performing at their best and getting better.
Well, absolutely. He's getting better and better, but there is a player who is not getting better and better as the game progresses. I'm talking about Virat Kohli, fourth consecutive defeat as a captain for Virat. And this is something which has happened for the first time in India in 4 years, where India has lost a test match on Indian soil. What is going wrong?
Well, I think there's a lot of chopping and changing in this team. There's that sort of not the consistency of selection. Normally I think in England what we do is when we have a winning side, we try and just stick to 12 players. And there's a lot of question mark over some of the selections. Why didn't Mohammad Siraj play? He did really well in Brisbane. And then, the likes of Kuldeep Yadav, he could have easily played on a Chennai pitch, but it's that defensive mindset or, I think Virat Kohli likes his experienced players, to play in the team. He feels much more sort of safer that way. But I think in the next test match, he'll probably have to consider and making a few selections. Why didn't he play in the first place? Kuldeep Yadav should have played. It's actually been it hasn't really worked out for them.
Well, absolutely. I totally agree to you, Monty. But in the fourth innings, I think we both were expecting India to play a little better. I think we were not expecting them to go past that 420 mark, but 192, I think that's a below par performance. What actually went wrong for Ajinkya Rahane? Because Ajinkya Rahane is somebody who was performing well in Australia, but when he comes back and plays on the home soil, he is not able to perform at his best. In the first innings, he was able to score one. Today, he was knocked out for a duck. What is going wrong for him?
I think he's just probably a little bit unlucky coming in at times where he's probably facing, the bowling when it was reversing or just when Dom Best new ball, slightly harder ball, and it was a full toss, straight to root. It's like it's one of them things, it's one of them test matches where it didn't go for Ajinkya Rahane. I think the probably luck wasn't on his side in this test match, but that's cricket for you. You as a test cricketer, you are going to get times where you have to bat against the best. When the ball is reversing or on turning conditions, and you can't have it all your way when it's the conditions favour you. So he needs to find a way of getting through that passage, because there'll be other times throughout the test series where the England bowlers will probably be bowling well, and he can't just give his wicket away.
Monty, will you give it all to the England, or was it a little to do with the pitch as well? Because we saw how Virat Kohli got out. That ball did not come to his bat. It was way too low. Do you think that is a little to do with the pitch as well, or you will give it to the England bowlers only?
Well, I think it's to do with two things. I think the pitch as well, but I think it's to do with also India's defensive selection policy. Perfect chance to play Kuldeep Yadav. England haven't had any practice against Chinaman or googly left-arm spinners. It would have been that X factor. It just didn't make any sense to play a left-arm spinner when they are practicing against Jack Leach in the nets. And they faced the Sri Lankan spinner. That England were well equipped to face left-arm spin bowling, but they weren't against the likes of Kuldeep's style of bowling. This would have been, that X factor that they were looking for. It just, for me, I think it's a defensive mindset from the likes of Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli that's kind of led to England winning. But England have performed. I've never seen a team of this quality to come in India and actually outperform them every single day. England could got the chance of winning the series now.
Absolutely, I totally agree to you. And in the first test match, England has won by 227 runs. Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill started off the innings for India. 12 of 20 deliveries, one boundary and a six for Rohit Sharma. Shubman Gill ended up scoring that half century. Chiteshwar Pujara 15 of 38. Rohit Sharma 72 of 100 Virat Kohli 72 of 104 deliveries. But then if you just look at the scorecard, it's not that good to see. Ajinkya Rahane a duck, Washington Sundar again a duck, and Shahbaz Nadeem another duck. If so many ducks are there when you are chasing a score as big as 420, it becomes very difficult for any team. But you need to give it to England. Jack Leach 4 wickets, Jimmy Anderson 3 wickets, 7 wickets between them. Everybody who bowled was able to pick at least 1 wicket. Monty, my final question to you: what are the changes that we are expecting? Because 1-0 is already there, but we are expecting a fight. We are expecting a good series. First match did not go in that way. What are the changes that we can expect in India's squad so that the competition remains at this level?
Yeah, I think Kuldeep Yadav has to come into the team as the second spinner, and I think that'll probably be the major change, because I think that they needed that second spinner to support Ashwin. They could maybe rest Ishant Sharma. He's bowled well, and may bring in Mohammad Siraj. That could be a rotation policy. Jasprit Bumrah, I think he's bowled well. They've got options there, but I think one of the seamers will probably rest. And I can see Mohammad Siraj and Kuldeep Yadav coming into the next Test match.
And Monty, if you had to rate Virat Kohli's captaincy out of 10 and Joe Root's captaincy out of 10, what will be that mark?
Yeah, I think Virat Kohli was substandard. He'll probably be, I think, 2 out of 10. While I think Joe Root was definitely 8, 9 out of 10. Had a perfect 5 days. He kind of showed. Yeah, he kind of showed that he was like one of the sort of better players, and his captaincy and the way he was able to show his class in decision making. Definitely better than Kohli.
Well, absolutely, definitely better than Kohli. That's the reason England is now 1-up in 4-match Test series. It will be very interesting to see as what happens in the second Test match, which is scheduled to be played on the same venue. That is, of course, Chennai. 13th of February is the date, and we will be joining you guys back for the first Test match, of course. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much, Monty, for being a part of this show. Thank you so much to Monty channel as well. It has indeed been a pleasure to work with each and every one of you in the first match. See you in the second Test.
Thanks, mate.
Bye-bye.